What is up, y'all? Connor from Rock Pokemon here, coming at you with another Market Monday. Just got done watching the Bills game. It was absolutely brutal. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Mine was crazy busy, but super fun. So hope you guys can say the same, and gals. So today, what do I want to talk about? A little bit of off-the-cuff video. Just been mulling some things through my head lately. And I wanted to talk about breaker culture and just my opinion on it. So first and foremost, I am someone who hosts box breaks, right? So I will buy boxes or take sealed boxes from my historical, sealed collection and break them, whether it's on YouTube or now on Whatnot, where, folks pay to have you break packs. And I think what's really interesting about breaker culture is that, I think it's going to be here to stay for a while. And I think what's going to happen is people are going to, find who they like to follow, who offers them good content, but also pairs that with, fun activities they can participate in, right? I love participating in breaks because, let's say, so for example, Matt Ferraratron is doing a box break coming up with Eevee Heroes, Sky Legends, and Miracle Twin. 3 sets that I love. But I'm not going to open 3 boxes of it, but I'll pay for, 1 or 2 slots in the break to get, the opportunity to pull something cool. And I get to watch him open it and kind of be in that community experience, be in the chat, do all that. So I think that, and I think about then my, podcast co-host Rob from Red or Blue, who offers super great breaks as well, just did one with Tag Team GX and Miracle Twin, so a dual box break as well. And I think what's important is that if you're going to participate in these breaks, you're participating with people you trust and being cognizant of what you're paying for. So for example, a lot of times on Whatnot, and I'm finding this, and I'm struggling with this internally as a now, someone who's breaking on Whatnot. A lot of people have to make their margin by really pumping their sales in other ways, right? Whether it's raffles or spin wheels or bounties or whatever. And, I did that too. I gave it a try. So I did a Eevee Heroes break starting at $5 a bid, right? $5 a pack. Then we went to 2 for $10, and then there was a poll game. So say a $5 pack. If you bid up to, if you went over $10, you got something from the $10 pile, which was mostly V's, like $3 to $7 cards. Then I had a $15 tier, which were V Maxes and above. So somewhere in that, I don't know, I'd say $8 to $17 card range. And then I had a smaller pile of people who bid over 20, which were what I would say $15 to $25 cards, golds, rainbows, secret rares, what have you. So, and it's, as a seller, it's definitely tilted in your favor there just because you can move more product at the same time, right? So for me, it's I have a bunch of singles and it's easier for me to sell them that way than to list 1 million singles and sell them on eBay or Mercari. So it is a fun way for, both buyers to get a guaranteed hit, for example, and sellers to move product. But I think just as buyers, so I'll talk about both sides, buyers and sellers. As buyers, we got to be really cognizant of the price we're paying and making sure we're getting the right value, right? So, I've seen ones where because of the raffle that's involved or bounty that's involved, people are paying, let's say it's a, I don't know, $200 Neo Discovery Japanese pack, right? Probably good market for that. I charge $185 for the one that I'm breaking for someone this Wednesday on my vintage break on my birthday. And so let's say it's 200 is average market, maybe 225, whatever. First appearance at Umbreon and Espeon, but you can also end up with, whatever, something less desirable, but still great cards, right? Great set, beautiful cards, guaranteed hollow. But you'll see people, pay $400 for a pack because of the ability to like get in the duck race or get on the spin wheel or win the whatever, slab is in the bounty or what have you. So I think it's just really important as a buyer to be cognizant that like you're like double gambling, right? So, excuse me. So you're double gambling, right? Because basically you're gambling that you're going to get a hit in the pack. And then you're also like throwing extra money on top of that. That's truly just gambling. So you got to be really careful as a buyer and know your price points and know what you're willing to risk and what the reward is. And it can be hard because, in these big streams, I had 5 to 7 people on my stream, I think the other day. In these big streams, 100 people, whatever, like people are getting amped, people are hyped up, they're hyping you up, you're hyping each other up. Like it gets a little crazy in there. But, you got to remember that part of also what you're paying for is that experience, right? And so I think that breaker culture is here to stay. And I think as long as you as a buyer understand what you're paying for, and then you trust the sellers that you're working with, and that it truly is like gambling in a lot of ways. Like for example, I participated in Don Diego's Japanese Team Rocket break. Team Rocket is like Japanese Gym Challenge back here is like my favorite set in Japanese just because of how stacked the set is. And I think it's just like so incredible how they did it in Japanese, because you've got all these amazing hollows that were split in English, and then you've got banned cards and secret rare cards and what have you. So I think it's a really, really cool set. Plus like the nostalgia of the trainers intertwined with the Pokemon really brings back that like Gen 1, anime vibe. So love that. But Team Rocket was what I opened the most as a kid. And like Himeno, like this Charmander is one of my favorite Charmanders, one of my favorite cards of all time, not just my favorite Charmander. I mean, it's on my desk in front of my computer every day. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to buy at least one pack in this break. And what happened was I hit one pack and I got Dark Blastoise, and I was like, holy cats, I might have to do another pack in this. Like, that was pretty sweet. This is really fun. So, but I only could do that because I knew in my head that I had made a bunch of sales that weekend, and I could also sell other things in my collection if I wanted to offset the cost. Like, I had the cash to do it, but it wasn't like I just want to like blow money for no reason all the time. Like, sometimes it's good to offset your spending or to sideline cash so you don't just want to spend into oblivion, willy-nilly. So, but I knew because of my financial situation, I could get after it in that break and have some fun. And I had a blast. It was super cool to watch. Like, it's going to be a really cool memory for me. I won an awesome like free long sleeve t-shirt. I got a bunch of free packs, what have you. So, and Rob and I are going to talk about that more in a podcast. And I'll go into the nuts and bolts of the economics behind everything and why it's definitely gambling, right? So, but, I trust her. She was doing it at Bleecker Trading. Like, it was a really great vibe. Like, I wanted to enjoy it, and I did. So, as a buyer, you just got to know what you're getting yourself into. As a seller, I have a little bit of moral confliction around the way that everything's set up, right? Because you want to be fair to people, right? Like, I think it's crazy how much people will overpay for these packs at the chance to like win a raffle or something. But at the same time, I understand why they're doing it. I understand that people like to gamble. I understand that they have, money, or maybe they don't, but they have money, that they, might bet on sports, and instead they'll do it on whatnot. But as a seller, you just want to make sure that you're giving people the best value. So like for my vintage break this week, I think I gave people super fair prices. For my EV Heroes break on Whatnot, I basically go for like the lowest cost in the market per pack, and then added a couple escalators in there that I thought were totally fair. And like, I do it more because it's like fun, because I don't really need any of those avenues to like make money. Like making $175 in a whatnot stream for EV Heroes, or I guess netting, maybe 85% of that, right? And then it's the difference between the box I bought and that is my actual profit. It's more just like a fun thing to do on a Friday or Saturday or Sunday for me after a long week if I want to unwind, right? And it's cool. I get to meet people in the chat. I get to interact. Some of my friends hop in. Like, it is a super cool experience as a seller. But I do have some moral confliction around it, because I know that like people might not totally understand what they're getting themselves into, and they can certainly overspend. So I want to be super cognizant of that as I go forward, and I never started YouTube or Instagram or any of that in order to be a breaker or to like use it as a money-making platform. Now I have an audience who are both buyers and sellers of Pokemon. I have bought and sold between myself and my following many times now, because it's my community, right? It's the people I know that I follow, they follow me. We've created what we might refer to as a hobby buddy relationship, or some of them are like real friends to me now, like true friends. And but it's not like I'm wanting to use my platform to like make a ton of money. Like, it's more just like about having fun. And that's why I like the YouTube breaks so much, because it's like I have a very specific following on YouTube and Instagram, people I engage with who are participating in these breaks, who are in the chat, who I know are going to be there, because you pre-sell it and then you do it. And it's like, that's super fun to me, because it's more like community based. And I also know I'm offering super fair prices, and like everybody's winning. Like, I would rather break even but have some fun on a Friday night doing a break than double my money and like be stressed out about it. Like, I am not here to like make a career out of freaking Pokemon. Like, I have no intention to ever do that, but it's super fun. And if my time is very valuable to me, right? So if I can offer an experience to people and make a little bit extra for the value of my time, that's fantastic, and I think that's totally fair. I just think there's a lot of sellers out there who are taking advantage of people, and you got to be careful as a buyer that you don't fall into that trap. And for you sellers out there like me, be fair, be reasonable, don't gouge people, and everyone will end up enjoying this hobby more. And that's what we want at the end of the day, right? We all want to just enjoy these trading card games we love. So I look at it as breaker culture is here to stay, because people love an experience, right? People love that buying experience where they feel connected to the seller, connected to their community. There's the chat going, there's all these, positive vibes around what's happening, and it's exciting. People love a dopamine hit, but it has to be done within reason. So if the pendulum swings too far, and we've seen backlash in the community around breaks that had unreasonable pricing, and we won't get into that. I don't really care. I don't do drama. I just walk away from that stuff. But you have to be cognizant of it and know that those are threats to the health of the hobby. So if breaker culture is going to stay, and I think it's super fun. Like, I love both breaking and participating in breaks, but I'm only going to do it if the pricing's fair and it's with someone I trust, and I think I'm going to enjoy that experience and the community that's going to be a part of that experience. So I think that you guys should think about that as you participate in breaks. Who are you participating with, right? Who's your community? Who else is in the break? And then also, who's the breaker? And this is not to pump myself up. Like, again, I am not a breaker. Like, I do breaks occasionally because I think they're super fun. But it's like, that's not what my channel is going to be about. That's not what my Instagram is about. If I do one a month, one every 2 months, I'm transitioning into a new job, and honestly, my time is going to be even more valuable to me because of that. I've had a little more flexible time, especially from working from home all the time and being able to be more fluid with my life as far as like work versus content. But, you know, I'm going to be really putting my all into this new venture and in an office 5 days a week. And so, you know, I'd rather just bring this content to you than, you know, be like, all right, Friday night, I got to get, you know, 15 team bags ready and do all this. And like I'd rather just open the box myself or keep it sealed in my collection or sell it. But I love like this community that has grown around me. And if they want that experience, I will offer it from time to time. But I will say that that's not going to be like the pendulum can't swing too far. Like I can't, you know, I don't want to be just known as someone who does that. Like I am here to bring y'all value. My time is super valuable to me, but I care about this community and I care about these hobbies and especially Pokemon sustaining into the future. And the only way that's going to happen is if the core of it is great content. So this will and always will be a content channel. You're going to get Market Mondays every Monday. Here and there, I will take breaks because I am human and need them. You will get podcasts from Rob and I where we will always keep it real with all. Just wait until we do the one about whatnot. I mean, I'm going to get into the numbers. It's going to be really cool. We're looking forward to it. Our next one is going to be with our first guest ever. I'm so stoked. Someone who's super valuable in the community, who is an LCS owner, and so has awesome insight into the history of Pokemon, into distribution, into all that. Into distribution and all that, history of Pokemon. Very excited to have him on. You'll see that on, I think we're doing that on the 30th. So you'll see that drop right around December 1st. And here and there we'll have breaks. Like this Wednesday is my 30th birthday. I'm freaking stoked. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people participating in a vintage break. I mean, I never thought I would get to do this. Like, I have built up and amassed a large sealed collection over my life, and it's time to let some of those puppies free. So we got Team Rocket, we got Gym Challenge, this is all Japanese, Neo Discovery, and then I'm going to be opening up some for myself, including a heavy Japanese base set pack where I hope to pull anything but Magneton. But even if we do pull a Magneton, it's fine. It's still a freaking base set pack. I mean, I'm like geeking out at the opportunity. So in closing, I think that breaker culture is here to stay. I think that it's a super cool and fun part of the hobby because it gives people access to product that they might not be able to access otherwise, right? Single, random, unweighed, untampered, you know, Japanese and English packs, both modern and vintage, that, you know, perhaps they can't afford to go out and get a whole box, but they can get 3 packs in a break and get sent those cards and have them in their collection. Like, I think it's a really cool opportunity for people as long as sellers stay fair and are breaking at price points that are, you know, in consideration of their time and the materials and the effort, but also, you know, cognizant of where the price points are on those actual packs and being super fair about the way they're pricing it with that in mind. So I encourage y'all to participate in the breaks of your favorite, you know, content creators if you want to do so and if you like that. And if not, just go buy the packs yourself and open them, or just watch and enjoy. That's the other part. Breaks allow people to see cards in a set and get to know that set, and it's you don't have to participate. I love just hopping on Whatnot and watching, or hopping on YouTube and watching someone's break, because I get to see sets opened that I never will get to open myself, and that's a beautiful thing. So y'all, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all being here. If you're new or you're just stumbling upon this video, please like, subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it. We do Market Mondays every Monday. We got the Kanto Conversations podcast about every 2 weeks, depending on our schedule. thank y'all so much. I can't believe we're like over 300 subscribers. It's nuts. So have a great week. Go crush your goals. And as always, collect what you love, but do it intelligently. Go Bills.